Hello, children. Myself, Mrs. Vivian from New English High School and Junior College, will be dealing with Unit 1.3 of Section 1, that is Prose, The Cop and the Anthem, a short story written by O. Henry. Firstly, we will conclude the information about the author. William Sidney Potter was popularly known as O. Henry. He was born on 11 September 1862 and died in the year 5th June 1910. He was an American writer and voracious reader. Voracious means greedy, greedy for books, lover of books from childhood. His genre, that is type or style of writing, was fiction, that is based on untrue stories, and a specialist of short stories. He started a humorous weekly. Humorous means related to laughter. Weekly means once in a week. The Rolling Stone, which was not successful. He joined the Houston Post as a reporter, columnist, and occasional cartoonist. He was known for his surprising endings, unbelievable, unexpected, unusual, ironical endings. Before we start summarizing the story, let us deal with some warm-up activities. Let us go for the icebreakers. As you know, children, we face and come in contact with different seasons. Sometimes these seasons are extreme and we need to find protection from them. So for every season, we have some or the other kind of safety measures. For example, umbrellas or raincoats for rainy season. Likewise, children, tell me the ways for protecting yourself from cold climate. Woolen clothes, bonfire, heaters, eating warm and healthy foods. Children, these and many more are various measures to safeguard yourself, to protect yourself from intense weather conditions caused due to winter. Secondly, children, what happens or what is your reaction when you see a cop? You will either be relieved or you will be scared on seeing the cop. So let us see, children, when do we find relief and when we are scared with the sight of the cop. When we are walking alone in the dark, when we are robbed by the strangers, when we fear of any kind of threat which restricts our movement, that is the time when the sight of the cop is very relieving. And we get scared of the cop when we drive without license, when we enter legal premises without permission, when we indulge in fight or conflicts. There is a constant fear of getting penalized, punished, and that is why the sight of the cop is very scary. Children, there are various instances in a man's life which brings a motivational change. The same has happened to the protagonist, that is the main character of the story. So children, let us enlist some motivational changes that a person experiences in his life, and then there is a change in his individuality. Listening to an inspiring speech, maybe some words, some message must have touched you very deeply. Having a supportive partner, friend who trusts you, who is loving, caring, supportive, finding solutions to your problems, who is patiently dealing with you, may bring a change in you. And sometimes, children, the fear of failure also makes you an expert. When you perform some activities, and if you are performing it with fear, you will always strive to, perfection. And this makes you an expert. Children, in this story that we are going to summarize, The Cop and the Anthem by O. Henry, we are dealing with a very young man by the name Soapy, who leads a life of a vagabond. Vagabond means a wanderer who has no family, no friends, no relatives, no aims, no ambitions, no goals, lives on the mercies of nature. Soapy is homeless, and that's the main cause of his various problems in the story. Panic strikes him when he sees glimpses of the approaching winter season. He fears the cold that will force him on deathbed. Now he is in need of a sheltered place, and there is no one who's going to provide him shelter. He had to find his own ways. After thinking a lot, he finds the prison to be a safe place to pull the season. So he tries doing everything possible to get into the prison. Let us see what he tries to do and whether he succeeds in his endeavor, in his trial. Soapy wanted to go to the prison for 3 months of winter, where he could get food and shelter and his kind of company. So he was in search of a cop who would arrest him and put him behind the bars. Soapy left his bench and strolled out of the square. Stroll means to move out. And he halted at a glittering cafe. Halted means stopped. At a glittering cafe. Now Soapy thought that from up he looked neatly dressed, clean shaved, clean black coat with a tie well knotted, hat very attractive. So he will be welcomed in the cafe. That was his confidence. This dress was presented to him by a lady missionary on a Thanksgiving day. Lady missionary means a lady who works for charity. Thanksgiving Day is celebrated on the fourth Thursday of the month of November. The portion of him that would show above the table would raise no doubts in the waiter's mind. But below, his trousers were torn. His shoes were old, tattered. He tried to hide them. And he thought that as he enters the cafe, he will order a roasted mallard duck, a bottle of wine, some cheese, a cup of coffee, and a cigar. He thought $1 for the cigar would be enough. Here Soapy wants to eat well, but doesn't want to be very expensive, because he thought that would create doubt, suspicion, and may cause the hotel management to take severe action on him. He just wanted to be caught by the police and put behind the bars as he had planned. But as Soapy set foot inside the restaurant, the head waiter's eye fell upon the frayed, tattered trousers and decadent shoes. Strong and ready hand turned him about and conveyed means moved him, transported him. In silence, that means he was sidelined. He was not allowed to enter the cafe. Soapy turned off the Broadway. Broadway is a street, a place to move ahead. And he felt that the Blackwell Island is the island where the prison was, where he desired to go to spend his winter. That he wished for was not an easy thing to achieve. He had to find some other ways of entering the limbo. Limbo is a state of inactiveness. Here he means to say that he has to come out of his inactiveness and find devices in which he could reach the prison. As Soapy moves towards a corner of the 6th Avenue, he sees a shop where glasswares were very attractively displayed with electric lights. Soapy took a stone and dashed it through the glass. People came running round the corner, a policeman in the lead. Soapy didn't move from there. In fact, he tried to convince the policeman that he is the culprit, so put him behind the bars. The policeman refused to accept him even as a clue, because according to the policeman, a person who smashed the window will not stand there, wait there for the policeman to come and have a chat with the policeman. Instead, he would run away. While saying so, the policeman saw a man halfway down the block running to catch the car. The policeman suspected him to be the culprit and ran after him, leaving Soapy in disgust. He was saddened. His second attempt also proved to be a failure. He had to think. He had to think deliberately about something good. His third attempt was when he entered a restaurant. At the table, he sat and consumed beef steak, flapjacks, donuts and pies. After eating the entire meal, he called the waiter and he said, "I don't have any money to pay for this meal. And I don't want to waste any time. If you are upset with my behavior, then please call the police and tell them to arrest me." But instead of calling the police, 2 waiters lifted him up and threw him out of the restaurant without dealing with him harshly. Just threw him out. So this attempt of his also proved to be a failure. Now, panic of the winter, having no shelter, unsuccessful attempts was dominating him. But there was no chance for him to give up. He had to move further. He had to go on with his 4th attempt. So, on seeing a policeman, he behaves like a drunkard, causing a lot of nuisance, screaming, yelling, dancing, disturbing the skies and silence of the streets. Everyone passing by here and there were observing him. The policeman had a very calm gesture. The policeman saw the Soapy, turned to a citizen and said, he must be a student of Yale College who has secured 0 marks and is revealing his depression through his gestures. So we are instructed from our department not to do anything because these are noisy but harmless, so let them be. The policeman ignored Soapy for the fourth time, and his intentions of getting into the prison again proved to be fruitless. Sad, dejected, the island seemed as an unattainable goal, and he just kept walking. Later, in a cigar store, he saw a well dressed man lighting a cigar at a swinging light, a light that is moving to and fro. His silk umbrella he had set by the door on entering. Soapy saw the umbrella. He went inside. He took the umbrella and pretended to run away. The man at the cigar light followed him shouting, "My umbrella, my umbrella." Soapy stopped and said, "Is this your umbrella? Are you sure? Then call the police. Tell the policeman that I'm taking your umbrella and running away." Soapy did not want to lose any opportunity this time. So he himself calls the policeman. The policeman looks at the two very curiously as if he wants to know something about the two. Soapy says, this man says, this umbrella is his when it belongs to me. The man, on seeing the arrival of the policeman, falters. Why does he falter? Because he had stolen the umbrella from a restaurant. So he had a fear of being caught. So that man said that actually my umbrella was similar like this. So I thought this is my umbrella and I've taken it by mistake. Now if it is yours, let it be yours. He gives the umbrella to Soapy and he moves away from there, apologizing for his act. Soapy walked eastward through a street damaged by improvement. He hurled the umbrella wrathfully into an excavation. He was angry with the policeman who thought he was a king who could do no wrong. Walking towards the east, he came to an unusually quiet corner. Soapy came to a standstill. Here was an old church. From the window, he saw an organist playing very artistically the organ, the musical instrument. He played the anthem. Anthem is the prayer song. And that prayer song was very familiar to Soapy. He had heard the anthem when he had a mother, when he had a family, when he had a friend, when he had aims, ambitions, goals in life. That was very good time of his life. That wonderful music enlightened him and brought about an awakening in him. He viewed with swift horror the pit into which he had tumbled. The degraded days, unworthy desires, dead hopes, wrecked faculties, and base motives. All these had spoilt his life. That had made his life meaningless. And also in a moment, his art responded thrillingly to the novel. Novel means different kind of mood that was that had created an impact because of the playing of the musical instrument. At that very point of time, he decided to fight against his bad fate. He would pull himself out of the mireness. Mire means mess that he has created in his life. He wanted to come out of that mess. He wanted to become a man once again. He wanted to conquer all the evil in him that had taken possession of him. He wanted to change. He still had time because he was young. He wanted to change. He wanted to fulfill his ambitions without losing strength. The sweet organ notes had brought a revolution in him. He decided to go and find work. Once upon a time, a fur importer had offered him a place as a driver. He decided to approach him and work. Suddenly, Soapy felt a hand on his shoulder. Turning, he saw a policeman. The officer asked him what was he doing there. Soapy answered nothing. The policeman took him along with him. He was put on trial. And the magistrate in the police court said he is sentenced to 3 months of imprisonment. And for 3 months, he lay in the prison. This was an ironical ending. When he desired to be in the prison, when he was in search of a policeman who would arrest him, nobody was arresting him. And now that he wanted to change, he wanted to make his life better for him, he wanted to work, he wanted to have a home, that was a time when he was caught for no reason and put behind the bars for 3 months. Isn't it ironical, children? With this, I end the first part of the lecture. Thank you.